Hey everybody, how are you? I think it is dead on 12 o'clock. And being English, I always like to be on time. So hello and welcome. My name is Rachel Staggs from SRS Coaching and Consulting, and I'll be running today's webinar. Now, for those of you that know me, always know that I like to do a bit of an audio check before I keep talking, otherwise I'll be talking to myself. So for those of you on the webinar, can you please just in that scribe box say yes that you can hear me and yes that you can see my screen, please, and then we can delve straight into the webinar. Brilliant, great. Okay, oh wow, okay, brilliant, right, okay, got it. Got it, okay. There's a few of you here. Yeah, brilliant, excellent. Yeah, okay, great. Brilliant, okay, thank you. That is really good. So I can see from all the people today on the line that there are many of you that I know, but so hello to all of you guys. Thank you for turning up. But I also noticed there was a couple of you I didn't know yet. So I thought, just for those who I haven't met, I'll give you a 2-second introduction, if I may. So I'm a qualified professional marketing person who specializes in working with advisors. So you are in very safe hands. Let's hope. So thank you, first of all, for giving up your time today. I've placed you all on mute so that you can comfortably eat your lunch and take some notes. Now, if you do have questions, I know that we've only got half an hour together, but if you do have questions, please feel free to write them in that box there. I'll see them and I'll be able to answer you. So thank you very much. So what are we going to cover today? Well, the aim of today, in just 30 minutes, is to give you an idea of how you can create your own videos. And then for those of you who kind of don't want to create your own videos but still want videos, I've got a solution for you that I've sourced, and there's some really high quality videos. So hopefully we'll have everything covered in this webinar. How can I decrease the sound? Sorry, you'll just have to, I know I can be quite loud, but it'll be your own system that you can decrease my volume. So just get back to that question there. So sorry if I'm shouting. So hopefully we get everything covered today. Now, my special guest today is Fiona Parker from Wealth Know-How. Now, I have no affiliation with these guys. I was just really impressed by their professionalism and thought it would be a great option for you guys to consider. So I'm just going to find Fiona and just take her off mute so she can say hello. We can just test. Hey, Fiona, how you going?
Oh, hi, Rachel. Hi, everybody on the webinar. Nice to be here. And yeah, hopefully you
Brilliant.
can hear me okay. Good.
Excellent. That's good. So just pop Fiona back on mute so she can enjoy this part of the webinar too. And at the very end of the webinar, I just want to talk to you about an opportunity you can have, guys, to work with me just to improve your LinkedIn profile, because I know that's a major concern for most of you on the webinar too. Big warning though, big warning. There are so many businesses on today's live webinar, and one of the things that I know about advice businesses in terms of your marketing is that you're all quite different. But I'm going to assume today, given that you're here to learn about video marketing, that you have got a responsive website, that you have developed your social media strategy, that you are delivering regular communications to your clients, and that you have your opt-in offer to build value and pipeline of clients. Now, if any reason you don't have any of those in place yet, please contact me after today and we'll get those sorted for you, because then you'll really be able to leverage your video marketing. So there's two types of videos. Well, I'd like to suggest there's two types of videos. And I'd like to remove some of the confusion and overwhelm out there and really clarify in simple terms, because everything I do is very simple. In simple terms, there are two types of videos. The first is what we call down the barrel of the camera, and the other is screencast videos. So it's really, really simple. You've got two choices. As a business, you either opt for down the barrel of the camera, or you go for screencast, or if you really want to play at a high level, you blend the two together. So that's the first decision you need to be making as a business. So then you're going to be thinking, yeah, but what type of equipment do I need to use? So I'm trusting that you've all got lots of pen and paper here because you're going to need to be taking the notes. So in terms of the equipment that you need, if you're going to be doing what we call down the barrel of the camera, I'd like to suggest the following for you. The first thing is use an iPhone. You can use an iPhone. The iPhone 5 is brilliant in terms of quality. I was talking to an advisor just this morning who said he's using his iPhone. He's really pleased with it. You could use a smartphone or you could use your webcam from your laptop. I would suggest that you invest in a microphone. Use natural light, otherwise you will have to invest in a lighting kit, which you can simply buy off the internet. I think you can get them off eBay. Have your branding behind you. Use an outsource editing company if need be. And finally, use a video production house for your website introduction video. So that last point must be what we call lights, camera, action, because it's typically the first time someone meets you virtually. However, after that, we actually are very accepting of videos that are recorded via a smartphone as long as the audio is excellent. Now, if you are doing a screencast, which is when you record what is on your screen, you can use platforms such as Camtasia or Screencast. And again, make sure your audio is good and your slides have got lots of images and lots of branding. So that's it in terms of equipment. I mean, some will say to you, you need to go out and invest heavily in a camera. Again, it depends on the type of business, but of all the advisors that I speak to, and I know iPhones are working very well for them. So don't go and spend hundreds and thousands on equipment. Don't forget, any questions you've got, any insights, please describe them in the box there. So then we're coming to the bit about ideas. Okay, so you've decided if you're going to do down the barrel of the camera, or you've decided if you're going to do screencast. We've talked about the type of equipment you need to use. Nothing so far has cost thousands of dollars. It doesn't need to. The next question is, yeah, but what am I going to fill it with, Rachel? What are the ideas? Now, we could talk until the cows come home about ideas and content. And there are so many businesses on today's webinars I've already acknowledged, you're all quite different. So what I'd like to share with you is enough information, 6 ideas that you can go and use in your business tomorrow, because I don't want to overwhelm you. If I overwhelm you, we create inaction. And what I want to create today is some action. So I'm just going to share some simple ideas that you can use with your video marketing. So the first one is that introduction video on your website. It really is a must-have nowadays, but also make it part of your client engagement process. So, idea is to include it in the first email that you send out to a potential client. It makes you look different, it positions you, and it also increases the opportunity of you being shared with other people as well. Team videos. I would also encourage you to get videos done of certain members of your team, especially if you have client service managers. So again, you pop them on the website, but you also use them in emails if that's the way that you're going to introduce that team member to the client. So again, it's all about positioning and making you look a bit different. If you want to create perhaps a series of videos, so one video every month, a really easy thing to do is to brainstorm with your team. What are 12 frequently asked questions that we get? What are 12 things that people typically ask us as advisors? And there you have the content, 12 videos. That's one video a month. So you're done for the absolute year. And in those sort of videos, 30 to 60 seconds is long enough. You place it on your website, you put it on your social media platforms, you put it in your regular communications. Case studies is another great one. I'm a big fan of case studies, and these are great to do as screencasts. And the reason I like case studies is because it really demonstrates the value and the outcomes your advice gives people. And really, in that sense, we're talking 1 to 3 slides is all that you need. The next idea for videos is instructions. I know talking to a lot of advisors, getting clients to do things can be quite a challenge sometimes. And I use this concept in my business all the time with my advisors. So again, it might be a screencast that you do, or you might do a quick video of yourself. And you might say in the video, hey, Bob and Jane, can you just sign the information below, find these forms, can you do this, can you do that, whatever it might be. It's just instructions. You might even want to do that concept with your staff. There's no reason why you couldn't do a video for your staff and see how you go. Just a nice way to trial it. And the last point, the sixth point, is use videos as pre and post appointments with clients and your COIs as well, your strategic partners. So, for example, you might be seeing Jan and Bob on Thursday at 12 o'clock. So you might use a webcam on your laptop or an iPhone, and you might just say, hey, Bob and Jan, really looking forward to seeing you. Don't forget you can park downstairs. Sally will welcome you in reception. If you can bring along these forms, and if you haven't already, please jump on the website. Really invite you to go and have a look at X, Y, Z, or download this, that, and the other. Look forward to seeing you next Thursday. It's just a nice, again, another engaging way to build a relationship with somebody. Conversely, you might want to do it post an appointment. You might just want to say, hey, Jan and Bob, it was really great. I don't know who Jan and Bob are, by the way. Yeah, Jan and Bob, it was really great to meet you the other day, last Thursday. This is what I thought we got out of the meeting. These are the next things that we're going to do for you, and that sort of stuff. So it's engaging. It's really simple to do. And I think that there is a belief out there that videos are quite hard, and they're really not. But I would also encourage you to build video into your client engagement process, because what that does is increases the opportunity of you and your information being shared. Okay? So any questions? While I just take a sip of water, any questions or concerns so far, guys? No, we're hitting the nail on the head, are we? We're hitting the nail on the head, hitting the light bulb. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks, Leo. Okay, Daryl, I'll come back to that. Actually, no, Daryl, let's have a look now. How do you create videos for individuals but keep them? Oh, Daryl, you've seen my presentation. I'm just about to talk about that. Perfect. So, useful tips. If you are doing down the barrel of the camera, please look down the barrel of the camera. Don't look off to the side or out of the window stargazing. Talk and look at the person. It builds engagement, trust, and it's the right way to do it. It's the top way to do it. It's professional. Your introduction video on your website needs to answer the question, who are you and how can you help me? Because consciously or unconsciously, that's exactly what people are wondering the first time they meet you. So you really need to answer that question in the first 30 seconds of your video. And this answers your question, Daryl. When you're creating a video to send to a specific person, all you need to do is upload it onto YouTube. So you will need a Google account. It's free. Everything's free except for advice. Upload it onto YouTube. Who will ask you, do you want to share this publicly or do you want to share it privately? And then if you're going to share it privately, you just grab that URL and that's what you punch into your email. So Daryl, I trust that answers your question. The only other thing I would say about YouTube with your videos is you really need to label them properly. So if you want them, you're welcome. That's if you want them to go publicly, because unlike Google, YouTube can't scan your spoken word. So you need to be thinking, do I label it my name, my personal name, my business, my location, or the subject? So that's kind of 4 tips on terms of what you'd use for Google keywords. So I trust I've given you some ideas about it's down the barrel of the camera or it's screencast, giving you an idea of equipment, giving you an idea of content, giving you a few useful tips in the time that I've got. And if you're all thinking, yeah, Rachel, that sounds great, but you know what? I really want that done for you model, then let me introduce you to Wealth Know-How, and I shall take Fiona Parker off mute, and Fiona can talk to us all about the Wealth Know-How solution. Fiona, over to you.
Hi guys and girls out there. My name is Fiona Parker and I work for a company called Wealth Know-How. And just to back up what Rachel's been talking about, I'll give you some context as to why we started the business. But first, I just wanted to double check. Rachel, are you hearing me okay?
Absolutely, Fiona. Thank you.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so yeah, to put it in context to why we started the business, first of all, I'll tell you a little bit about what the business is and then a little bit of background. So essentially, Wealth Know-How has a a crusade or a mission, if you want to put it, and that is about improving the financial literacy for Australians out there through video. And we've chosen video because we believe wholeheartedly that in 5 years people aren't going to be reading articles online, they will be viewing them. And the stats that we're working off that have made us launch this business pretty much back that up. So Rachel, if you go to the next slide for me.
I will do. And just for
So,
those, Fiona, just to
yeah.
talk over you then, just for those people that are sending through the questions, we'll get back to those at the end. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Sorry, Fiona, off you go. Sorry.
No, no problem. So we set up the business because we really believe that video would be the future of content marketing, and the reason why we felt that is, some basic stats such as YouTube receives more than 1 billion visitors per month. That's the type of uptake that we've got. There's nothing out there at the moment like video. As far it's just knocking it out of the park for client engagement. So for us, we saw two things in the market. One was the uptake of video, which all of you guys are on this webinar, so you already believe that. But the second one, we felt that there wasn't a video content provider for financial education specifically that was doing it at a broadcast and professional level that was able to engage clients the way that we felt we could. So we set up the business based on those two things, the uptake of the technology of video and the gap for financial education done well out there. We then looked at the business as a whole and said, okay, well, if we were going to do that type of business, how would we make it work? And we decided the way that it would work was if the videos were presented at a quality level that it was like people were watching television. That's what they're used to doing. That's what they're used to seeing. They're used to going on to Sky Business and they're used to seeing things at that type of level. So we've produced concise, easy to understand videos in 2.5 minutes or less that are professional at a broadcast level quality, but are also presented by unbiased, credible presenters from the markets who haven't pushed product. So these people have not been working for AMP previously or Macquarie, pushing product of any type. They've worked in the markets in some way in an unbiased manner. So the photo of the person you see there is actually James Dunn from Dunn Media, that a few of you would probably know, worked for the Australian, editing the financial section, and does a lot as an unbiased commentator out there. And the other presenters, and we have quite a lot of female presenters as well, tend to be Sky Business presenters. So all of them are sort of agnostic is what I would call it. The videos are available to advisors. They've got high value of content, they're very targeted, and they're available for use online, so in your website, also in your social media, and also in email marketing. I don't want to skate over video as a whole. I think it's worthwhile for people on the webinar to understand why we've invested in the business that we've created. And here's some basic things that I think you'll all find of interest. So video appears in 70% of the top 100 Google listings. That's pretty high. And that's a global survey by Marketing Week, and that's 2013 that came out. And then Cisco sees video as driving almost 70% of all internet traffic by 2017. Again, another global survey. And one that's more close to home that everybody might be interested in is 56% of Australians researched a financial product or service online in 2013, and that was by TAL. So TAL did that survey, and for us we find that incredibly interesting, because if that's the fact and people are actually out there, as TAL found out, and doing that research, we need advisors to be able to catch them early in the internet browsing cycle. And so we created the business giving you those professional tools at a quality that will engage people, so that you can actually use that marketing, that video, to grab them early in their browsing cycle rather than later. The thing about the internet is we know that they're out there having a look, but some industries are better than others in marketing themselves in the space. Interestingly enough, the medical profession have been incredibly good at marketing themselves on video, and that's because of the Dr. Google effect is what we call it. It happened about 5 years ago. Everyone started walking into GPs and specialists and diagnosing themselves. Financial services on the top end of town is very good at doing it, but on the advisor level, because of the fact that it's been perceived as being an expensive thing to do, has not done it at the level that, say, the medical industry have done. So we created this business, and we believe we've got a great offering that sort of meets that need of giving that broadcast quality content that can rotate, that can give you that professional feel for the business, and it's also cost effective. Rachel, maybe if we go to the next slide.
Absolutely.
So what it is, in a nutshell, is the videos that we offer are very targeted. So the types of educational content that we provide go across things such as, self-managed super. So there's a series of videos that you can get. So what is a self-managed super fund? Why establish a self-managed super fund would be another one. How to determine if an investment in residential property suits your self-managed super fund is another one. All of these are encapsulated in 2.5 minutes. There's a mix of presenters, male and female, sort of went through their backgrounds previously. Another thing, say, in the self-managed super fund series might be, how do you use your residential property as an asset class in a self-managed super fund? But there's lots of other topics that we also have in what is a very quickly expanding and large library of educational topics. And I'll just give you a couple of them which might help. So, testamentary trusts, preparing a budget, which has been a very popular one with people, saving off and paying debt, borrowing basics, the unlisted property trusts. What is life insurance? What type of insurances are there? So in 2.5 minutes, we're able to say quite a lot. And I think if you think of, if a picture says 1,000 words, then Forrester's research says one video says 1.8 million words. So for us, we can get a lot of information out in that 2.5 minutes. And also what we do in the 2.5 to 3 minutes sometimes is we have at least 30 to 45 seconds of animated graphics in the middle of those videos as well. So you have a professional presenter, an animated graphic that illustrates things very well and keeps people engaged, and then another 30 or 40 seconds of that professional presenter. Perhaps if we go to the next slide, Rachel, that would be great. Just touching on it, why it works. The reason why it works is the content free. So what you're trying to do, and Rachel had spoke about this earlier in the webinar, is you want to engage and educate. And what we're offering is high quality educational content. The idea is based on what is called in the online space the freemium model. And the freemium model is where you offer something that's free to your end users on the belief that there'll be return on investment down the track. So we're offering you free content, free educational content that's giving you value add. It's something that's obviously credible and professional, and it's provided by an unbiased, agnostic third party. We put that out to you, and we believe that that will earn your trust, and we will provide you with a certain trustworthiness as your advisor by continuing to give you that education. So that is the freemium model, and it's very well done in certain industries, and it's starting to be done more and more in financial services. But the key to it is that it's free. Okay. The other key to why it works is it needs to be quick. So the videos need to be really engaging. They need to be of a broadcast quality, and they need to be to a maximum of 3 minutes. I'm previously Thomson Reuters, which is the biggest content aggregator in the world, and we always said 2.5 minutes. So most of our videos actually within Wealth Know-How sit between 2.5 and 3 minutes, but that's the maximum amount of time that you've got. They need to be easy and of the language it's easy to understand. So all of our videos are professionally scripted. They use language that doesn't drum down things to say financial education and wealth creation topics for dummies at all, but what they do is they make it digestible and something entertaining and interesting for the end user to watch and listen to. And that's the reason why we have the animated graphics in the middle of each of the videos that we offer. The little stat that's at the bottom of that slide there, I think you will find interesting. So on one hand, when I talk to people, they're very excited about the videos for use on the websites, which is great. And there's a huge use for our video content on websites. But I always say, and Rachel did touch on it as well, please don't overlook the proactive marketing, because I would consider websites almost reactive marketing. And that says there, that particular sourced by Implex, the quote says, video and email marketing can increase click-through rates by over 96%. And we find that even ourselves when we're sending out things from Wealth Know-How and we've got embedded video, it is incredible the uptake that we have as long as there is a video. And when you're doing it out by SMS, which we can also do, then the uptake rates are even higher. Having said that, if you're going to deliver video by SMS, we do say be careful with that, because you don't want to disenfranchise users. They feel trust with a telephone number, so usually ask for them to engage first. Perhaps if we go to the next slide. Thanks, Rachel. So how do you talk to us and how do you find more out about our videos? The best thing to do is we actually have our videos online as well. So what we do is we also cross-market. So we have an online presence and we can market on behalf of advisors on that online presence. And if you go online to that website, so it's www.wealthknowhow.com.au with a dash in between the wealth and the know. All you need to do is register. It's very, very simple. It requires an email and a password. That's all we ask for people to join. And you can see a selection of our content up there. What you'll see is some of the topics that I discussed, everything from estate planning to the basics of investing to self-managed super to why a share portfolio should be diversified to what is diversification or diversification in practice. There's a whole host of videos you can take a look at. It just gives you a taste test of some of the things that we have available to advisors as tools for your digital marketing toolbox, is what I call it. If you're interested in some of those videos, the thing to do is to contact myself. My contact details are there. So it's I'm happy for you to call me direct on my mobile, which is 0414 760 337. I'm General Manager of the business. We're based in Bulletin Place, which is actually Pitt Street in Sydney, so right down near Circular Quay. And I'm happy to chat through with you, what are your needs, what do you want to communicate to your clients, and how could we provide you with educational content that's of interest. As one last thing I might mention also, something that's been very popular and you can see on the site when you go onto there, it's been very, very popular with some of the advisors that I've spoken to, is the market commentary videos that we provide. So they're 2.5 minutes. They basically give a macroeconomic type of overview of what's happening in the markets at the moment. We deliver via a link, and that link updates every 2 weeks with this market commentary. So if you're looking at your website or wanting to send out a great connector, it's a very interesting one to have in that digital toolbox because it's constantly updating and it says to your clients, we know exactly what's going on in the markets out there, and basically you don't need to do any work to say it because the video is updating automatically on your behalf, and then you just mix it into your marketing tools as you see fit, whether that's send it out every 2 weeks in email or you've got people coming to your website for different reasons. There it is, looking very timely. And we have all sorts of different topics on there that you can have a look at, such as what volatility, market shrug off, global issues. There's all sorts of different market commentary. We leave each market commentary without taking a position of a buy, sell or hold. And most of our videos at the end, we end with the line, please talk to your professional advisor. So in summary, our mission in life is to provide professional broadcast quality video content that will engage and educate your end users and make your experience, their experience with you so much easier that they actually feel that you're offering them that value add on a constant basis. We hope we can make video a simple tool for you, and we're happy to talk to you about your needs.
Perfect.
Back
Thank
to
you,
you,
Fiona.
Rachel.
Thanks, Fiona. I think that that stat that you share that says video appears in 70% of top Google listings is so powerful. It's phenomenal. Now, it's absolutely pelting with rain outside, so hopefully no one can hear that rain. It doesn't impact the sound. But thanks, Fiona. I might just pop Fiona on mute at the moment. If you've got any questions for Fiona, that's how you can contact her, or you can ask here. I've just got some questions that have come through now. I have no idea what you meant by private video on YouTube. Okay, so what we mean by that is, say I just wanted to create a message for you, David, but I wanted to do it on camera. The camera would record me and I'd have to upload it to YouTube. So I upload that to YouTube. I get a link from YouTube that says you can send it privately or share it privately, and that's what I send. Does that clarify that by private video on YouTube? And the reason I bring that up, and it's great that Daryl asked that question too, is because I think there's a misconception out there that if you put something on YouTube, it's public for everybody. It's not. So you have the option either public or private. Can you quickly explain screencast? Sure. Screencast is, when you do a PowerPoint presentation that you've perhaps got on your screen, you can actually record it. So you can record what is on your screen and also your audio. So that's what we mean by screencast. It's basically an ability to record what is on your screen. So I trust that answers that question. If I'm not answering the question, please, glorious sunshine in Newcastle, go away. What do we need to look for to get a good microphone? Oh, good question. And really, if you go to Dick Smith and you explain to them, look, I'm doing this for a professional nature, they'll be able to give you something. And, you know, it could be a lapel mic that they give you, or it could be a little mic that stands on your desk. I've got some mics in the office, but if I lean over and grab them now, you'll just get rustle in my ear. But if you go to Dick Smith, and look, you're going to pay about, I reckon, $99, $100 would be a good price. The web address is missing the how after no. Fiona, the web address is missing the how after the no. I think, okay. I might just take Fiona off mute and just see if that's right. Fiona, the web address is missing how, is that right?
Yes, can't believe that one. And you and I, Rachel, looked at it yesterday, and both of us missed that. So thank you to that person out there that picked that up.
I love it. I'll put you back on mute. Thank you. Well, at least you know we're live. Thanks, Rob. That is fantastic. Is the web? Yeah, it doesn't work. So thank you, Richard. What about Vimeo? Yeah, Vimeo. So the question is, what about Vimeo? Yeah, Vimeo. You can use Vimeo. There's a choice between YouTube and Vimeo. Some people will say to you that your videos come across as better quality with Vimeo. The choice is really yours. I don't think, I don't have an argument for or against. I've used a bit of both. So absolutely, Leo, it's your choice. Thanks. So you're welcome. Nice in Sydney too. I'll get rid of that person. Why wouldn't you send the video as an attachment? Why wouldn't you send the video? Well, look, you could send the screen capture as an attachment. Absolutely. So yeah, you can. So if you're doing a screen capture, no, you don't have to host that on YouTube. So just to clarify, yes, you could send that as an attachment. Rachel, RE video capture software for email. Have you used programs like JotNote? No. If so, thoughts? No, I just use Camtasia because I love it. I'm actually not very good technically minded, so I need simple things. So that's why I use that. So I would only use Camtasia if I'm recording what's on my screen. If I'm going to do a video, then I'm going to use my iPhone. Okay, we've got a few more about the web address. Okay, thanks. All right, brilliant. So I just wanted to talk to you very quickly, because I promised I would, about the LinkedIn training. And just another note there, in terms of the Camtasia, in terms of sharing something via email, your file might be too big to do that too. So if you're doing a screen capture video, just make it really, really small, a nice small file. I think anything in video has got to be small. But in terms of LinkedIn training, quickly, because I promised I would talk to you about it, if you want information about how you can get one-on-one training with me to help your LinkedIn profile, to make it rock, to make you get better reputation, to get your personal branding, to get all of that covered, if you just email me, and in the subject heading, all I want you to do is put info on LinkedIn training, I will send you all the information on that. Okay, so it's not a big sell. It's just, hey, if you want some LinkedIn training, I know that lots of advisors do, and we're doing it now. So if you want that, you can have it. A bit on Advice Leaders Forum, which I'm part of, and I know that lots of you are aware of. If you want access to a wider group of specialists who can give you great advice and consultation for your business, head over to Advice Leaders Forum. There's lots of content. There's lots of blogs, webinars. We've got even more coming that we're uploading again. The next webinar will all be about copywriting. So for all of you who are like, I don't want to do any writing, we will show you 7 steps of how you can create some great copy. So I know we've gone over time, guys. I've got a couple of good questions. Is the video quality of tablets adequate? Is the video quality, I think you mean on tablets, adequate, or is that you using a tablet to record? So it's pretty much like an iPhone. So if the question is about recording, yes, and viewing, well, that's if you've got a responsive website, if that's what you're putting it on. I'm not quite sure if I answered that. Okay. Guys, any questions? Yes, recording. Yes, absolutely, David. Yes, you're very welcome. I'm glad you found it informative. Any questions, you can contact myself or you can go straight to the Wealth Know How guys. So thank you for everybody for putting the time aside today, for sharing your lunch with us. Thank you for Fiona Parker from Wealth Know How, and thank you everybody. So go and have a brilliant Wednesday. And for all of you who said, very timely, excellent, you're welcome. For all of you who said it was sunny where you are, you're very lucky, okay? You're very welcome. And if I didn't answer any questions and you've got more, all you've got to do is ask us. So thanks, guys. Go and have a brilliant Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for the great feedback. You're welcome. Brilliant. Oh, and to get a copy of this, yes, it will be uploaded onto the Advice Leaders Forum website. Okay, so you're very welcome. Okay, yeah, so you'll get a copy of the recording. Brilliant, thank you. Oh, great feedback. Brilliant. See you. Bye.